You're going to have to carry all the positive emotional baggage for this entire podcast and the next one we have to record.
How's that different from normal?
Um, Not
And we're the
really.
Grumpy Dungeon Masters.
You forgot to say I'm Jay and this is Chris.
Oh, I'm Chris, and that's Jay. No, wait, that's reversed. I'm Jay, and my co-host Chris, and we're the Grumpy Dungeon Masters. And
Yeah.
Chris is he's a little surly today, a little more grumpy than normal. So I'm having to apparently carry the emotional baggage for everybody.
Yeah.
That's what you said, right?
Yeah, you're the hype man.
Fuck yeah, I'm a hype man. I'll hype the shit out of this podcast. Biggity bam. Let's do this.
Stop it with that. So we had our anniversary thing, and one of my players won the book. Pretty much everyone that signed up for the giveaway were just people I personally knew, except for like maybe four
See,
people.
you said the word signed away. You started to say for everyone who signed away their soul. Is that what you were going for?
No. So one of my players, Mike, won the contest for the giveaway, and I shipped the book to you so you
Yep.
could sign it, and you shipped it to me tomorrow because you're lazy.
Oh yeah, thank
Um,
you. Let me write down a note so I don't fucking forget to mail this.
right. Uh, did you, by fucking chance, put that stupid catchphrase in it?
No. That was the
Okay.
first thing that popped in my head though. It was, but I didn't fucking do it.
All right.
Yet.
Good.
Yet. I haven't mailed it yet, so I mean, yeah, I can still do that.
All right. Well, don't do that.
I didn't. I think I think you of all people will appreciate what I did right, however.
Fair enough.
Not gonna say it on
Congrats.
the air. Not gonna say it right now, but after he gets the book, then I'll maybe talk about it.
Congrats, Mike, on winning it. Hopefully, for the year anniversary, which should happen here in July, we can give away some more books to more people, and more than 20 people will show up.
Yeah, fucking sign up. Follow the rules. It's not hard. We
Just
had a lot
follow
of
us on
people.
follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Twitch. With
You don't
YouTube,
even
you can find it. I got links on our website, grumpydungeonmasters.com. You just got to go there, and everything is fine.
you don't even have to do all that to enter. All you had to do was what was it? Like it on Facebook, share it, and leave a comment. I don't care
Yeah.
if the comment is the letter I. Just leave a comment.
Hopefully, for the anniversary, we'll have more things to give away. I actually got a couple people who are like, I don't want that book. I'm like, seriously? It's a free book.
Who doesn't want free Dungeons and Dragons books? You could give me first edition shit that's falling apart, and I'm gonna take it. Like
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, if you have D&D stuff you don't want anymore, just I will give you my home address. You can ship it right here, care of me. I'll take it.
Fucking give me fourth edition books, and I'll be happy. I've never even played fourth.
I need to find a Dark Sun 4th edition books that aren't $1,000.
Yeah,
One day I'll find them.
give me a Dark Sun fourth edition book. That way I can give it to Waples.
All right, so we got two topics to discuss in this podcast, and you have a couple to discuss probably as well.
Always have
Um,
stuff to talk about.
so your players finished Rime of the Frostmaiden.
Yeah, they did. Can't talk about it too much on this podcast, although
Right.
we are discussing doing a singular podcast that will release separately that is nothing but us talking about that
Yeah.
campaign.
Um, your players are very good at the game. They've been playing a long time, so they knew how to like really. I'm going to say game the system, but that's kind of the
I
wrong
mean,
phrase.
yeah, but the connotations are
Right.
there. Like, yeah, it's still they're very fucking good at D&D.
So you kept explaining how like, oh yeah, they went and did this encounter, which pretty much almost TPKs my group, who are also very good at D&D.
Mhm.
But you begin every single conversation with, oh yeah, they just basically launched two fireballs into the room, and yeah, the encounter was over. How that sounds like the worst game of Dungeons and Dragons to me. And now, granted, they had a lot of fun, which is what matters in the end.
Mhm.
But if that's all that was happening to me as a DM, and just people are like walking in like, oh, yeah, just two monsters, okay, fireball, fireball. You talked about one of the guys at the end of Rime of the Frostbane, and all they were going to do is fireball twice. And if that didn't work, fireball twice again. It was just
Oh,
like,
they well, let's see. The wizard at that last battle,
yeah,
I think he had access to 9 fireballs if he wanted it.
right. Like, how is that fun? Like, I get if you're playing a single player, action RPG game, and you basically just, Actually, when I played Dragon Age Origins, that's exactly what I did. I had my fighter who was this beefed up, tanked up, almost near invincible guy. I would send him into the room first, and then I would use him as a center point to take Morgana and
Yep.
just cast her AoE spells onto him, and he would basically just be this walking like AoE of death as they walked into the room, and that was fun for single player. But in the tabletop where people should be talking and having fun and strategizing, there's no strategy to just dual fireballs. Okay, next encounter, dual fireballs. It just sounded the way you at least told me the stories of it just sounded very, very boring.
All right, so let's explain this. First off, there's running a campaign slash module, whatever the fuck Icewind Dale is, as written, which is what I did from pretty much beginning to end. With
Right.
a couple little things were changed, but 95% of it was probably exactly out of the book. And that is not the same as running my homebrew or even running a modified Icewind Dale. If you're running Icewind Dale or any campaign directly out of the book, stats exactly as they are, fireball and fireball and more fireball is very fucking powerful. It just is. It's going to win you probably 99% of the encounters that you're going to come across.
Right. And my complaint is definitely not about Fireball.
Yeah,
It's a group of people that go, "Oh,
it's the
okay, let's
ruffle.
just get 4 fireballs and let's just end this."
Yeah, and you're saying that the ruffle stomping of things is boring. For combat purposes, you're not wrong. If you are able to just fireball or say you're just playing all fighters and a cleric and you just mow through everything without any difficulty, yeah, that can absolutely seem boring. But Icewind Dale was never about the combat. It never was. That campaign was 100% about the role play. That is the first campaign I've ever managed to run with this party where they role played the ever living shit out of those characters.
Which is
It was all about the character dynamics, all about the fighting, all about the arguing, all about the emotions between the characters. They
mhm.
fucking loved it.
Yeah. So I guess in that respect, it was a good time
Yeah.
for them. Um, and maybe it's because I just like if I had that on stream, and every encounter was like me setting up the encounter, and 3 fireballs go off in the first round because they all have better decks and they always go first because that's just how D&D initiative is kind of broken like that.
I am a dungeon master who will. I'm gonna go last in initiative or very low in initiative.
Yeah.
It for whatever reason, but only when I'm DMing. If I'm playing, I tend to go pretty high in the initiative.
Well, it's because everyone as a player kind of pushes stat decks high no matter what.
Yeah.
So you very rarely have a character. And the thing is you either get characters that are really high decks, so really high initiative, and then the monsters are kind of like middle ground. And then you have characters that kind of like don't have high decks. So what happens is the fast characters go first, and then all the monsters go, and then the slow guys go, and then the fast guys go. So it really just turns out after the first initial run of fast characters, it's monsters, players, monsters, players, monsters, players.
You're also dealing with or characters that are built to just waylay the shit out of monsters. There was a couple of encounters where it wasn't even fireball that was the game breaker. It was the barbarian going in and just landing crit crit.
Yeah.
Like there was
No, yeah.
a boss monster just got fucking. Yeah, I went third or fourth in the initiative order. He gets hit by a couple of spells from Bard that just sort of fucks him up before he could really do anything. So even if he gets a turn, he's not doing much. Then
Yeah.
decent attack from one melee type, and then the barbarian double crit. Well, fuck, there's nothing left.
So, yeah, like the runic fighter just in our campaign, like one of the more unique monsters in Frostmaiden. I actually had them fight one, and you can watch it on stream. He just walks up to it because he's the same huge size as it is, and just starts trading blows with it like it's nothing. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, the runic fighter, I had one in as well in the in the Icewind Dale campaign, and he himself, damage wise, was pretty average. decent damage, nothing to really write home about. But the abilities of that class makes it where I'm having to do rerolls. So
Yeah.
I make, oh shit, I landed a crit. No, you didn't. Reroll that
Yeah.
shit. So even if I could succeed, I'm still having to deal with that.
So yeah, there's just it was just like the way you were describing it to me.
Sure.
It just sounded very just like because that was actually, and I know I mentioned this before, a complaint that I got on my first module was, yeah, everything's nice, but just dual fireballs beat all your encounters. Like what? How am I supposed to DM around that for you as a player? I don't know your party makeup.
Yeah,
Don't
I
let
mean,
two wizards with two rounds of fireballs. I
yeah,
guess.
dual fireballs is going to beat most encounters.
I
At
mean,
even at higher levels, 10 plus, it'll still wipe out lots of monsters. It just will. It's just very
in a
powerful.
game that's all about action economy, when you can take out all the weak monsters and win action economy from that point forward,
Yep.
you're just gonna win. You know.
Yeah, and I only
So
had one wizard. I had a wizard and I had a cleric who was light domain, so he got access to fireball.
yeah, there's a lot of So in retrospect, remember the one of the newer classes, the druid of the flame or whatever it was
Oh yeah,
from
yeah,
Cautious.
yeah. The one they pulled fireball from.
Yeah, I can understand why they did that now because like, oh, now we're just gonna give somebody else fireball that's a healer,
Yep.
and now fireball, fireball, fireball from the wizard, fireball from the warlock, fireball from the bard, fireball from the druid, and the fighter has a necklace of fireballs. So yay!
I think they should go lightning bolt. Lightning bolt doesn't get enough love. I want the wizard to lightning bolt, then I want the bard to lightning bolt. Then the fighter can throw his javelin of lightning, which turns into a lightning bolt. Just nothing but fucking lightning bolts. I'm done with fireball. It's so passe. It's last year.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just it came to mind, and it kind of also brought up the thought of like, how do you nerf that to make it fun from a combat perspective? And I didn't get much thinking about that until somebody on our Discord. And if you want to join our Discord, please join our Discord. Give us all your grumpy stories and all your grumpy
Yeah, that way
DM
we'll talk
stories.
about them on air. We'll definitely talk about them on air.
Yeah, he kind of wrote a story about a DM who constantly kept nerfing the gunslinger class that he was playing because the DM deemed it as a broken class. He changed the blunderbuss, which had a 30-foot range, um, and he was using an ability to up his attack by one. Um, so basically, the DM nerfed it down to 5-foot range, and he couldn't use his ability to up the attack damage at all. And he just kind of like broke the class and made it so you can't ever play that class anymore. Like that's definitely the wrong way to handle
Oh yeah,
that.
that's 100% the wrong way. Honestly, if he had done that to me, I would have said, "Okay, can I just play a fighter? All right, cool. I'm going to use a longbow." I mean, that's going to do just as much fucking damage, if not more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not the way to do that. I don't nerf classes if it's a legitimate class. Now, mind you, gunslinger is not, in my eyes, a legitimate class. That's off of fucking DM's guild. So
Yeah.
I never would have allowed it in the first place.
Well, the gunslinger is a legitimate class. It's the wild mount.
It's yeah, it's from the roll 20 stuff, which I don't, or not roll 20. It's from the critical role
Critical.
stuff, which I don't allow in my campaigns because I don't trust that it's been. I know it's been play tested, but it's not, to me. It's not an official Dungeons and Dragons thing. It's unearthed arcana. It's It's not quite DM's guild level garbage, but it's sort of, been play tested a bit, but not. I don't know. I just don't feel it's official.
I mean,
Uh,
it's an actual book
I
that
know,
they
I
released,
know,
so
I know.
it's as official as it can be.
Yeah,
Hashtag goals. But
yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. Hashtag goals for sure. Uh, at least
so
in my campaign, I don't allow it. So
yeah, I just don't get the idea of why some people just like, oh, okay, like so like I would have almost have like a knee jerk reaction, like, okay, you can't have two fireballs, if it got that bad. But then again, like that's not really the player's fault, and I'm punishing the players for that because they are playing the game the way they want to. I'm very lucky in that I do have players who go in different directions and don't like to double up stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But I think your group is very much more let's really
Oddly
get the
enough,
get the good
no,
classes.
no. Oddly enough, they're not about that. Uh,
Yeah.
the the cleric thing. So that was a player of mine who was not able to play initially with Icewind Dale and came in a little later. The light domain cleric, and yeah, he's a very busy person. He doesn't have time to really prep or think about what he wants to play. So he just took the first fucking thing that came to mind that he knew would be easy to play. It just happened to be light domain cleric, and he already likes playing wizards that throw fireball. So yeah, he's playing not a wizard, but he still gets to do something he loves. It just happened to already have an actual wizard who loved throwing fireballs, and he was evoker spec in the party.
Yeah.
Uh, but none of that. If I was running my own campaign at that point, I don't care that they're doubling up on fireballs because I'm not running the stats that are in the books anyway. Like, I make up my own stats. I'll take something and fucking adjust it constantly. Oh, okay. Well, they're just nuking everything with fireballs. All right, here's some shit with fire resistance. Here's things that can handle that fireball. They're just going to soak it up. Oh, they've got high dexterity scores to make their saves, etc.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I kind of noticed with Icewind Dale's the book. It's just like there's a lot of basic monsters in there. And it's because they don't expect you to have um uh
Right. They just
Volos
expect you to
and
have the
the other one.
monster
Yeah.
manual and Icewind Dale.
Yeah, it's so kind of boring. Like they have all these resources to have really cool monsters, and we're still dealing with just cultists. You know,
Yeah,
like
a lot of fucking cultist in there. I was using cultist at the end of the game. Let me
right,
tell you, if I was operating this thing and not running it by the book, there would have been no fucking cultist with their fucking 22 hit points or some shit at that point. Just wouldn't happen.
right, and that's kind of the dual fireball. Just would bored me because just like hell, even the one fireball that's going to happen is going to just like decimate the entire.
I had to get creative to even try to make some of those encounters
Yeah,
worthwhile. And even then, they still just rolled through them.
I try to give because most of the party doesn't give a crap about stealth. I try to use surprise rounds to my advantage, but it's really hard when your ranger has a 25 passive perception.
Yeah. Yep. I was more fortunate than that. My party didn't have anything that high. I think somebody had like an 18 or something. So yeah, you just have to roll really fucking good on the stealth rolls.
That was the problem in fourth edition I had with a ranger, but it was like you could double down on it, and I think it was like level 5 or level 4. I had a ranger that had like a 36 passive perception or something insane amount in the 30s.
Oh my god.
Just passive perception, just walking around like I see all things.
Yep.
The universe is known to me.
I hear your heartbeat. You're a mile away, but I hear it.
I can smell on the wind that there's 455 people ahead of us. Two of them have cancer. One of them just had a bratwurst. One of them's about to take a big poop. Oh, that smells bad.
Okay. I am not a fan of passive perception. I'm just not. I'd
I
never.
think it should have a cap.
It absolutely. Well, I. That's hard to say because things don't if you don't have a cap for stealth, then you can't have a cap for perception.
I think it should be a cap for all the passive skills because the minimum is 10 passively, like take 10,
Right.
that old mechanic, and passively you can only get so good. So when the passive is better than a roll most of the time, that's kind of like there's a problem there.
Yeah.
Like it should
It
never be above the average that you could roll.
it should never be higher than your roll. Like it shouldn't be higher than what you're capable of rolling.
Well, I'm just saying on an average because like I said multiple times, our ranger has basically got okay. Well, my passive perception is 25, and I'm making my active perception check. That's a 13.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That passive should never be higher than that roll.
Right.
I don't know how to do that. I'm not going to sit here and hem haw or hash over it, but that shouldn't be a thing. I think they need to rework how passive perception works.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Um, it's just I know it's a pain, especially from stealth creatures and stuff like that.
From a DM's
Um,
perspective, it is a nuisance.
yeah. All right.
Especially, yeah, especially since there's feats that you can pick up like alert. That's just boom, you get a +5 to it, on top
Yeah.
of the proficiency that you already got, on top of the wisdom that you already got. So yeah, like a passive perception of 25, for a cleric or something like that's definitely doable. Which means you fucking see everything. You just do
Yeah. So
bullshit.
all we can say here is just dual fireballs and passive perception sucks.
Yep. Uh, dual fireballs don't. Well, you know what? Just don't run the campaign as written. Fucking just
Yeah, I
don't
mean
don't do that. Throw
that
in
was
other
something I
monsters.
was very surprised that you did. Like, I understand running the campaign exactly as the book did, um, but still forgetting half the stuff that it has.
Well, look, there's still a lot going on. I hadn't the stuff that I forgot. It's because I read it 3 weeks earlier.
Right. No, I barely. And we talked about this just right before the podcast started. You forgot to do um,
Yeah,
a
the thing.
roll that
Yeah.
has to happen every 12 hours
Yep.
that basically corrupts and transforms you while you're in this area. You just completely forgot to do it. I did it and just like, oh crap, half the party's gonna die to this now.
Yep. But you misread it, so
Well, I didn't get the second roll. I'd have to double read
yeah,
it.
yeah. So
So
I don't like running other people's campaigns. I found that out from running this one. I enjoyed Icewind Dale, but man, I probably will never run somebody else's campaign again. Maybe a campaign setting,
you
if they
better run mine.
that's what I'm saying, a setting. If you ever finish yours, your gas world one or whatever it was you were working on, like that's a setting. That's not a campaign.
No, I'm
Icewind
saying is the campaign I'm working on right now. You better run.
I doubt that's ever gonna happen. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I might play in
Man,
I might play in yours.
man,
We'll see. We see.
man. All right. Well, I know we talked a little bit about D&D, but I found something earlier in the week that I shared with Reverend Panda that we had on last week, and he read it on his stream, and he absolutely just lost his mind with how bad this homebrew class I found was. And I told you I found something, and I wanted
Yep.
you to read it, and I wanted to get your live reaction to this class.
All right.
Now,
The only thing I know about this thing is its fucking name, and that is it. I know
yeah.
nothing else. I've looked at any of this shit.
So I will want to say this is I don't want to ever we're going to review this, we're going to riff it, we're going to tear it apart, but it's all in the sense of a learning experience. The person who put this together and spent their time on doing it, yeah, bless you. Keep doing this. You'll get
Oh,
better.
please, yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is very much like the player I had in Adventures League who was like, okay, well, I want to make a spell. Okay, I made a 6th level spell that's an AoE resurrect that restores all of your hit slots and hit dice and resurrects up to five people. Like as a level 6 spell.
Yeah.
And then I had to walk him through the idea of like that's never going to work. It's too
Yeah,
powerful.
Wish doesn't do that. It's ninth
Yeah,
level.
like you have to find when you create something, you got to find a gap and then find a shortcoming, find that gap, and then fix that issue. You can't just basically go, oh, I like this, I like this, I like this, and I like this. I'm going to mash them all together and have this. If you're creating a spell, you want to add some flair to it for a certain class, sure. But if you're trying to make a brand new thing, you can't just steal from all the other classes the good stuff, throw it into a one spreadsheet and go, this is my new class. And that's essentially what we're about to read. So
Yeah.
I sent you the PDF. If you can go ahead and open it. And the name of this class is the Chronomancer.
All right. And mind you, I have seen Chronomancers before. I never have allowed them, period. I don't generally like time magic, although I've sort of did a time walk thing recently with my players. Not in Icewind Dale, but in another one. Oh, wow. This is a full class. This is not just an archetype.
There's 3 archetypes and the full class. Yeah.
Oh my god, so I'm going over all this. This may take some time for me to read and understand everything here.
You won't have to. I'll point out the really cool stuff.
All right. I'm just looking at the chart for it right now, and we'll have to throw this up on Facebook or something. Assuming, well, I don't know if that's possible.
We'll add it to our post. Um,
Okay, or at least
uh,
a link to it.
yeah.
Not because somebody are they? Is this off DM's Guild?
I don't think so. If it is, I'll look. I'll verify before you post
Yeah,
it. But
if it is off of DM's Guild, if somebody is actually attempting to sell this thing, then I wouldn't want to undercut them.
do start off by reading the relevance of time paragraph.
Relevance of time. All right, I'm going to read this thing, see what this is. Chronomancers gain their magical potency directly from time itself, harnessing the energies of flowing time and manipulating them to suit their gain. It is a most dangerous tradition, as the practice of slowing, reversing, and diverting the flow of time can accidentally tear novices to pieces, spreading them thinly across millennia, or sometimes even drop them wholesale into a new or old era with no way of returning home. Masters, however, walk the generations as planeswalkers walk the cosmos. Experienced chronomancers can reliably and literally end most conflicts before they even begin. Chronomancers typically learn to control their powers through an eternity of studies, usually under the guidance of an older mentor. However, there is no greater test than altering reality. Many aspiring chronomancers test their newly honed powers by changing the outcome of a significant event by traveling through different timelines to craft the most favored result. Cool. So you're playing the Flash.
No, you're playing Doctor Who.
Sure. Yeah, that too. Yeah. Okay. Well, no, you hope to be playing Doctor Who because he rarely ever actually fucks up the timeline. Now, let's be honest, you're playing the Flash, who continually fucks up the timeline.
Um, so yeah, you can go through the spell table now. I don't read out everything, but
I'm
essentially
not.
it's
Not.
your standard spell table. You get spell slots per level. I
Yep.
think they
Looks
match.
like a wizard spell table. You get
Yeah,
at 20th level, you get 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1 spells, etc.
yeah, your
Uh,
standard stuff of ASIs at fourth and
all
eighth
right.
and
Well, I
blah blah
already
blah.
see one problem. So it has a full spell thing. I'm assuming this is a wizard of some sort, but it gets a D8 of hit points right out
Hmm.
of the gate. It does get short swords, which are fucking really weird, and shields. So that's sort of odd. I don't know that it's bad. I mean, it's just odd. You get light armor, which is not necessarily unheard of. Are there any specifics you want me to look at?
So no, just right from the get go, like you said, a D8 for the hit points, the light armor and the shields for armor. Weapons are daggers, quarterstaffs, and short swords. Um, and they get a gaming set. Ooh.
All right, so the first thing you get is ageless linguistics, which lets you learn 2 exotic languages. At sixth, you gain 2 more exotic languages, and at 10th, you gain 2 more exotic languages.
What the hell
So
of an exotic language?
I have no fucking clue. I would just imagine it's a language that you can speak that's not common.
Maybe,
Uh,
but they don't. No.
yeah. Now, being that you're already, it's or it's intelligence and wisdom for the primary saves. That's gonna mean you're gonna speak. Yeah. What is that? You're gonna speak like fucking 6, 8 languages, something like that. That's a lot,
Yeah.
but it's not game breaking by any means.
Nope.
Uh,
All right. So read the level 2 stuff.
Wheel of Time. At second level, your studies allow you to spend the Wheel of Time to alter the fate of yourself, an ally, or an enemy. Oh, I already see where this is going. Your access to this bend in time is represented by fate dice. You have dice equal to your proficiency bonus, plus half your chronomancer level. Wow, all right, that's a lot of dice. For example, I don't need to read the example.
No.
You can expend fate dice for a variety of uses. You know how to bend time to do the following: accelerate, decelerate, and surge. Accelerate. As a bonus action, you can expend a fate dice to hasten a target's actions and do multiple actions on the target's next turn. Oh boy, I'm thrilled to keep reading.
Uh
You
huh.
you roll 1d4 and the target gains additional actions equal to the result. I'm fucking done. I'm already done.
Yeah, that's exactly what Reverend Panda Broken is like. This is the first fucking skill a Chronomancer
I
will
would
read
not
when
give
they
I
go
would
through it.
not give it somebody that at 20th level or 30th level, and you get it at level 2. You roll a d4 and they gain additional actions equal to the result. You cannot
Yeah,
use any of these extra actions for accelerate or surge. You can use this once per long rest. At 9th level, you can use it twice per long rest, and at 18th, 3 times per long rest. Oh my god. Oh,
yeah.
wow. I don't want to say anything too harsh because somebody didn't work on this. Somebody's just I want to make the most powerful fucking class ever. All right.
We're nowhere near done.
Oh, well, I'm sure what decelerate does. As a reaction to being damaged by an enemy, you can delay the wounds inflicted by expending a fate dice. You roll a d4 and do not take the damage that would have been inflicted for that amount of rounds. All right. That's actually creative.
It's
Uh
creative. It's very hard to manage, but
it
it is
that's
creative.
my
I will
thought.
give it
Yeah,
that.
it's super hard to manage, but it is very creative. It could also allow you to die, just straight up fucking die in 4 rounds, but okay. Surge. As an action, you can expend a fate dice to take an additional action in the next round. You cannot use this additional action to cast any spell of 4th level or higher. The action gained by Surge cannot be used for Surge again. That's not game breaking, except for the fact of how often you can use Wheel of Time. Um, it's power.
So,
It's power. I wouldn't go 4th level or higher. I would nerf it down probably 1st level spells or lower, like
well, it
1st level
basically breaks the
cantrip
rule
maybe.
that you can't cast 2 spells in a round,
Yeah,
straight
which
up.
I don't like. I've never liked that rule anyway. Um,
Well,
but
and
yeah, it's definitely good.
right, but like I said, the actions you gain by Surge cannot be used for Surge again, but you can use Surge to trigger Accelerate.
Yeah, yeah. Oh well. Yeah, but that first one, accelerate. That's the most broke fucking thing I've ever seen. Uh,
It
timeless
gets better.
body. I know what timeless body is. That's from monks and other stuff.
Yep.
Life lifelong journey.
This is
Oh
the
boy.
archetypes.
Oh, is no. This is still the same thing. I haven't gotten to Time Lord yet, or
No,
whatever.
no,
No.
this lifelong journey is the archetypes when you reach third level.
Oh, okay. I
I
got.
like how they set this one up. I think this is very creative. Like
Let's
instead of
come
picking
back. Let's come back to it when I actually get to them.
yeah. So instead of the way they set up the archetypes is they pick like a period in time and say, okay, let's just say prehistoric period, and you get these skills because it's the prehistoric skills, or these are future skills. So I like how they set up the archetypes from a flavor perspective, but
Yeah, that's creative. I like that.
yeah. All right, so
All
that's
right.
third ASI.
Yeah,
Pocket Eternity, level
pocket of
5.
eternity at 5th level. In your resourcefulness, you have created an eternal pocket of time that you can rely upon when in need. On your turn, you can use a bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d8 plus Chronomancer level plus proficiency bonus. So that's already more powerful than what fighters get.
Yep.
All right. That's it's not broken, but I would just nerf that down to what fighters get. It wouldn't make it better for damn sure.
Nope.
Rewind at 10th level. If you have one fate die remaining, you can, as an action, expend and roll that fate die. You gain a number of fate dice equal to 1d4 plus 2. So the fate dice that are already causing broken things, you can just get more of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only once per long rest, but fuck it. The ones you had earlier weren't enough. Let's add more to that broke ass stuff.
Hmm.
Time anomaly at 13th level. When you cast a spell that has a casting time of one action, you can change the casting time to a bonus action. Oh, all right. I'm going to do wish as a bonus action.
So when you couple this with Surge, you can cast 3 spells in a round.
Yeah, yeah. And then, oh my God. And you can use it. You can do this up to 3 times before you have to take a long rest before using it again.
So essentially, just fireball, fireball, fireball.
Yep.
Also, my remaining action, so a bunch of firebolts.
Yeah, so here we are complaining about 2 fireballs from 2 different players in a single round, and no, I'm just going to do 3 of them myself.
He just walks up, the balls drop, hit the ground, fireballs everywhere.
Yep. Hypersonic speed at 15th level. Your awareness to danger reaches a hypersonic clarity. Ooh. You add +5 to your initiative rolls. And there's other classes that already do that. Once the Chronomancer hits 17th level, you are considered to be a Time Lord. I can't even stop laughing. This allows the Chronomancer to predict a favorable outcome from a battle. The Chronomancer can roll a 19 or 20 to critically hit on attacks, and you add +1 to your spell save DC. Uh, that's really good. I don't know that I'd do. I wouldn't do that with the Time Lord. It doesn't fit. It
Nope, they just
doesn't
went, "Wow,
fit.
champions get that? Let's put that in."
Yeah. Like, it doesn't get the 18 to 20 that champions can get, but it doesn't fucking fit what Time Lords are trying to do, man.
So now level 20, the level
Level
20
20,
ability, my
undo
second favorite
timeline.
ability in this whole thing.
What's your favorite? Was it the one
We'll
for?
get there.
We're not there yet. All right. Undo timeline. At 20th level, you gain the ability to undo a specific timeline, taking all actions of up to 8 targets back in time, up to 3 hours prior. All experience and items gained within that time are lost. All spell slots that were used within the time frame become unused. You can only use this feature once every week. Uh,
Read the
yeah,
for example. Read
yeah,
the
I
for
am.
example.
For example, if everyone was about to die to a Terrask, the Chronomancer can revert back in time to an hour before they encountered the Terrask to inform the party of everyone's unfortunate ends. Oh my goodness. So what you do is you just run your party and you have this Chronomancer who's with you and they never engage in combat. You just have the cleric put sanctuary on them at all times. And you're just never going to die ever because they're sanctuary, And oh shit went bad. Boom. We're back an hour. Let's do it again. Oh my god. This is so rough.
All right.
Thank you whoever wrote this. My god, I'm going to enjoy this for a while.
All right, so now we get into the archetypes. So the archetypes are broken up into three time periods. Three 3351 BC, 253 AD, and 1877 AD. By the way, this is for a fifth edition campaign setting. So I'm not sure when Christ showed up to Faerun to spread the word, uh, but I guess it happens sometime.
Apparently, well, it's possible that D&D takes place in 3351 BC. That's my guess. Yeah, so we just had to wait a long time before Jehovah showed up. Oh, you traveled back to a time where magic and miracles were rich throughout the land. Upon spending countless years in this timeline, you are more attuned to magic than ever before. So when you choose this journey at third level, your bolt of time cantrip. Oh, I haven't even read the bolt of time. Your
No,
bolt of time,
it's
yeah,
a spell later. Yeah.
your bolt of time cantrip is altered to be epoch bolt. When it's altered to become that, it gains these effects when dealing damage with the spell. In the place of d8s, use 1d4 plus 1d4 for damage rolls. Okay, that's not a big deal. It adds an opportunity of not rolling once. You just get two as your lowest rolls.
Yeah.
The creature hit cannot take reactions until your next turn if they fail a wisdom saving throw, and you gain advantage on spell attack rolls with Epoch Bolt. So you just always have advantage when
Hmm.
attacking with a cantrip.
Yep.
Always.
Always. Just always. Just
All right.
always. Yeah.
Yep. That deals,
Yeah.
the damage is all right. It's not overpowered for damage, but then they also can't take reactions if they fail a wisdom save. Seems pretty good.
It's
I know some first and second I know second level spells that do that.
uh, there's no cantrip right there that does two
Oh
d
no.
four.
No. Well,
I
yeah, but
mean,
it's still a D8, so it's not.
yeah, but
It,
when you get to 10th level or 11th level, and it does 64, and
yeah,
remember, no more reactions if they
yeah,
fail
yeah.
the wisdom save.
The damage is not OP. The other stuff, like I said, I know second level spells that have that other effect of no reactions.
Yeah.
But
By the way, this is 3351 BC we're talking about.
yeah. Oh, and as it's a cantrip, you could also quick cast that if you're a take a sorcerer level or something like
Or
that.
just be a rogue and always just get sneak attack.
Yeah. Anyway, Ancients Research. At 6th level, you get +2 to your Wisdom. Can't make the stat over 20th. You apply your proficiency bonus to the damage of your spells.
So yeah,
That's
just more straight stats to your stats.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
normal.
warlocks already do more than that. But yeah, the let's add +2 to your stats at 6th level. Never mind that you don't get stat bonuses at 6th level ever from any class. Beginning at 11th level, Fate Renewed. You can expend a Fate dice. Oh no, here we are with the Fate dice again. As a bonus action to heal a creature, it gains hit points equal to 1d6 plus 1 times your Chronomancer level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
1d6 plus 1, so 7 times your Chronomancer level. So your 11th level when you get this. So
yep.
if you max roll, boom, here's your fate dice, of which you're going to get more back, and you already have a lot of the fucking things anyway. So you just healed them 77 as a bonus action.
Yep. What's a
Oh,
cleric? What's a paladin?
yeah, what the fuck do you need clerics for?
What's a paladin?
I don't know. I don't know what clerics are. Nobody fucking plays them in most of my games. Anyway, Timeless Visage. At 17th level, once it is obtained, you gain the ability to create a timeless visage of yourself acting like a clone. It cannot expend fate dice, however, it can attack and cast cantrips at your telepathic command. Okay. Well, if it can cast cantrips, that means it has access to Epoch Bolt,
Hmm.
which we already found out is pretty good. When you create a timeless visage, you must roll its initiative. It is controlled by you and does not require your concentration. If you do not give the visage commands, it will not move or react. The visage uses all your statistics. It does not gain your feats and has hit points equal to one half your total hit points. It sounds more like a simulacrum than a clone, so I think they just botched the naming of it.
We botched a lot of naming, but yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, honestly, I don't mind that one.
All right,
It's not even close to the worst shit I've seen in here.
253 AD. Let's go to the
Fuck yeah.
future.
Yeah, Christ is gone, but he'll be back. Don't worry. Horological warrior. Man, they had to Google that one, didn't they? They're like,
Yeah.
what's another word for time travel or time or whatever the fuck it even means? Starting when you choose this journey at 3rd level, you become incredibly skilled in all martial weapons, gaining proficiency. You add a d4 extra psychic damage on your weapon attacks. Okay, that's not that big of a deal. That one's not too bad. Split second reaction. At 6th, your incredible martial skills expand due to the fact you can foresee incoming attacks. When you get hit by an enemy, you can make a reaction to attack them with your weapon. Okay, once again, I'm not hating this. Mind over matter. At 11th level, you can use your wisdom in the place of strength or dex for melee weapon attacks and gain advantage in hit rolls. All right, that's a little weird.
Yeah,
Definitely.
because you got to wait till level 11, and you're probably using strength or dex the entire time. Then all of a sudden it swaps over to wisdom.
Well, you're probably not making melee attacks at all because you're a
Yeah.
fucking wizard. Like, you just wouldn't be making melee attacks
Yeah,
until
but you
11th
but you
level.
have but you have light armor and a shield, so your AC isn't low.
It's not high.
Well, they get access to shield and
No, I
mage
saw
armor.
that. I saw
Yeah.
yeah, but it's still not, that's not that great of an AC. By the time you're 10th level or so,
Yeah.
you don't have the hit points for it particularly, and you have actual spell column, like 20th level, it goes
Yeah.
out to 9th level. Like, you have a real fucking spell column.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's not the worst. It's just weird and doesn't make sense. Rift in Time. Once 17th level is obtained, when you hit with a melee attack, you can choose to get the target to make a wisdom saving roll equal to your spell save DC. The target is stunned. Oh, we know how much you love stunned. The target is stunned for 1 round and takes 10d10 force damage after the stun effect finishes, taking half damage on a failed save. After using it, you must complete a long rest. Okay, I actually do not hate the 253 AD. None of it's broken. Um, it's not good, and it doesn't make sense the way it's structured, but it's not broken.
Let's get to 1877 AD. My favorite one.
In the future, you discover that combat is now fought with firearms. Got you a gun, it's America. You decide to stay a while and master these dangerous new weapons.
Actually,
Age
in retrospect, I'm very surprised they didn't call this 1776 AD.
That's what it should have been. Like I'm disappointed. Age-old guncraft. Starting when you choose this journey at third level, you are proficient in firearms. You can you can also teach towns blacksmiths to create firearms and ammunition. Okay,
So
so never mind the timeline. We're about to fuck that all up.
that's exactly what Panda said. He was like, "So I'm gonna go back to the past and just like, hey, yo, you medieval blacksmith, want to learn how to make a gun? This is a revolver.
I
It
mean,
just kills people."
we know the Chinese were working on this and all, but they didn't get to this level of technology with it. Oh yeah, and we're just gonna give it to the Europeans. Yeah, fuck everybody.
This is an Uzi submachine gun. It's just straight evil. It's just straight army of darkness.
Like 1877, I'm pretty sure that they had semi-automatic weapons. I'm fucking positive they had semi-automatic weapons in 1877.
Yeah, they
Th-
had like the Gatling guns you had to
yeah, they had the
rotate with
fucking
the
rotary
crank.
guns in 1877. So, well then, time lost rounds. Actually, this is how humanity ends.
Yeah.
The gun, age old guncraft. But anyway, time lost rounds. At sixth level, your increased practice of a futuristic firearms has granted you the ability to reroll any ones on the damage dice. You may take the next roll even if it is another one, or you must take the next roll if it's a one. You create a time rift inside your firearm so that it does not require ammunition. I love the fact that they had to explain why it doesn't take ammunition. Like this shit's so far out of left field in the first place. Why even give a fucking explanation?
I'm gonna
Trigger
teach us
the
medieval blacksmiths to make
yeah
762 rounds.
yeah that's it. Trigger the mind. This fucking class is triggering a lot of things in me. It's beginning at 11th level. You can use your wisdom in the place of strength or dex for firearm weapon attacks and gain +2 to their damage. Okay, that's kind of like the other one. And
Okay,
then
now here is the coup de grace.
the coup de grace. Okay. Rapid fire. Once 17th level is obtained, you may choose to unleash a whole clip into a creature for your action, attacking up to 12 times in one action. You must take a long rest before you can use this feat again. That's amazing, especially since you're going to already be taking like 4 actions in a round just because you're going to burn fate dice. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Like this is the greatest thing ever made.
So
Like yeah,
so
this is
in
the
one
best.
round you can make like 16 attacks,
Something like yeah.
17 attacks.
So this is third edition. Welcome back.
And it's just that was just like, oh my god, this is the most broken thing ever. What's gonna survive? Remember, you have advantage on all your attacks,
Oh yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And you're using
Well,
wisdom now.
well,
So
I think the advantage was with the other ones. Like this
oh yeah.
press.
No, I'm
Yeah, this
sorry. Yeah, so you're using wisdom now, your highest stat because your
yes.
spellcaster is wisdom.
Yeah.
You're re-rolling one, so you're adding +2 to the damage. So everything's at like an average at least, base 3,
Yep.
and you're attacking 12 times, and
It's just
then 4 more times.
like it's super fucking weird to me that they used a effectively they're trying to make him like a cleric more so than a wizard. Who the fuck's ever heard of a cleric playing with time magic unless you follow the deity of time? Like this whole thing doesn't make fucking sense whatsoever.
Right.
It is by far the most broken goddamn thing I've seen in fifth edition. Not even close. Uh,
So, now it gets into the spells. So the spells, we don't have to go through all of them. Just pick all the best spells from all the classes. It has them.
let's see. Okay. Yeah, I see a bard spell in here. I see a druid spell. I'm just looking at the 0 level cantrip. So there's a bard cantrip, a druid cantrip. You've got yeah, you have a fucking cantrip from everything. All of them.
Yeah. Yep.
First level, let's see. Guiding bolt, heroism, inflict wounds. So yeah, they've taken stuff from everything.
Mhm.
Ninth level, yeah, they okay, so ninth level, this is the one that really matters. You get power word kill. Quantum Shift, which I'm not going to read, but I know it's going to be broke as fuck because it's a Chronomancer spell. You get Time Stop, because that's not powerful, and you get True Resurrection. All right, so yeah, you get Cleric plus Wizard spells. Why didn't they give them Wish? Like, if I run this, if I allow people to play this, I'm giving you Wish. You can just memorize Wish. It's ninth level.
Well, they give him Finger of Death and 7th level,
Yeah, like
Mind Blink,
yeah, why s-
Glibness.
why stop with most of the best spells? Just give them all of them. Do it
Oddly
right.
enough, they don't have Fireball. They have Fly, Haste, and Slow though. But when we read through the spells, you'll realize why they don't have Fireball.
Time Bomb. I'm guessing.
Let's
Let, I,
they're in alphabetical order, so say what the spell is and what level it is.
oh, am I gonna read through these?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. So I was right about the Time Bomb. As I'm scrolling down, I then see Delayed Blast Time Bomb. Bane Shot. You touch a ranged weapon that uses ammo, infusing it with the power of time. For the duration when you attack with the weapon and hit, the target must make a constitution saving throw. It takes an extra 5d6 piercing on a failed save or half as much on a successful. That's not that bad. It's fourth level. There's already a spell that sort of does that. This, however, is better than that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I wonder
yeah,
what happens though if you put it on something where you attack, I don't know, 16 times in a round.
yeah, exactly. Oh, and you do this as a bonus action, of course.
Yeah, of course.
There's the Epoch Bolt of
Yeah.
Time. Yeah, I'm not going to read all that again, but yeah, it's basically what we read earlier. Bone Sword, third level necromancy. Uh, a bone held in your free hand becomes a short sword, long sword, or great sword. It lasts for the duration and then crumbles to dust. Anyone may use the bone sword, and it's a magic weapon. While wielding it, you're proficient with it. It deals an extra 2d6 against living creatures. The extra damage is of the same type as the weapon's base damage or necrotic damage. I actually don't hate that. That's not too bad.
No, it's just like anyone can use it and become proficient with it immediately.
Yeah,
And extra 2d6 damage against living creatures, um, on top of the normal sword.
yeah, yeah.
That's
That's
kind of a lot.
It's honestly, I don't really. I'd have to really sit and go over that one. I'm not going to. It didn't seem
It's
too
it's the,
bad on
the
the initial
it's the
reading.
problem that you can just hand it to the wizard, and now they know how to use a long sword.
Yeah, yeah, but why? If the wizard's fucking using a long sword or a two-handed sword, there's already a problem.
Delay blast time bomb.
Do you want me to read that one, or do you want me to read Time Bomb first? I'm gonna read Time Bomb first.
Okay, time bomb first.
I'm not doing all of these, and I'm not doing them in order by any means. But Time Bomb just okay, third level evocation, 150 feet, one action, instantaneous, so it's just like Fireball in that descriptor. A bright streak flashes from your pointing finger to a point you choose within range, then blossoms with a low roar into an explosion of arcane. Each creature in a 20-foot radius must make a dexterity saving throw. A target takes 8d6 force damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. It spreads around corners. It sucks in loose objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried. So it's literally Fireball with force damage, which is much harder to resist. Fucking
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
And delayed is delayed.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna read it. There.
All
Okay.
right, read Quantum Shift.
Yeah, the one I said I wasn't gonna read, but now that I'm already on it, I'm going to. Ninth level evocation, range 1 mile. That's not impossible. There are some other ninth levels that are that stupid. You force open the strongest rip in time. Oh, is it really the strongest? So nobody else has ever done this before.
Nope, they're the strongest one. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Goku of time magic. Got it.
Yep.
The strongest rip in time, creating an aging vortex for any enemy inside its area. All enemies within a 100-foot radius sphere centered on a specific target must make a wisdom saving throw. The sphere spreads around corners. Creature takes 25d6 force damage and 25d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. After the damage has been dealt, every enemy that took damage from the spell must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature's wisdom and charisma scores become 1. They can't cast spells or activate magic. The creature does not understand where it is or what happened. It is now a purely neutral alignment. Wow, this thing is so powerful it changes your fucking alignment.
Mm-hmm.
It's This spell damages objects in the area, and any loose light items get sucked away into a timeless void. Holy shit! That's pretty good damage.
All
Pretty
right.
good damage. So no, the best thing about this, it deals the damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. So you're going to take damage from it pretty much no matter what. After the damage has been dealt, everybody that took damage makes that wisdom saving throw. So fucking everybody who's in it, unless you're a rogue, everyone takes the fucking damage. So you makes the wisdom save.
Yeah. Go through Holt.
Halt. Transmutation cantrip. You cease time in an area and compel it to create one of the following effects at a point you can see within range. Range is 30 feet. A medium or smaller creature that you choose must succeed on a wisdom save or be frozen in time for 1 minute. Do I need to read any more than that?
It's a cantrip. It's not broken. It's
It's a
not broken.
cantrip. Just, don't fail that wisdom save or you're just frozen in time for a minute. It doesn't tell you what you can do to them when they're frozen in time or what can't be done to them. So, for all intents and purposes, you're just fucking standing there.
Yep.
Yeah.
A 1 minute paralyzed that you can't save out of.
Yep. Oh,
Oh, it's my turn now? Okay, well, that's my first action of my 16 actions.
yeah.
So now I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk up to the guy and spend the next 15 actions just unloading my gun into his face. Oh, they're all
Yeah.
crit? Oh, by the way, also, I used one of my other actions to cast the thing, so it's actually extra 5d6 and all this shit. I
Full
wanna
story,
play this class
Tarask.
once. Well, that's me. It is medium or smaller to prefer.
Oh, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. Oh wow, man.
Yeah.
I
My my
hope
my
I, I hope that whoever wrote this was 15. You got to be 14 or 15.
No,
If you're
my favorite one is of this is so the other two effects are you create a small area that is capable of stopping projectiles, flowing liquids, and aging. So just poof. Oh wait, no range attacks hit me now.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I stopped reading after the first one.
The next one is the one that Hannah brought up, and he mentioned this one, and this is it makes this now his favorite spell ever, which is preserve a marking or text from decaying or ever being destroyed.
Oh my god,
So
I would be spray painting the shit out of every wall.
so he's like, so I can just walk up to somebody, draw 100 dicks on their face, and then halt them, and they can never come on.
Yeah, yeah. I would totally
Just
be. I would become a fucking graffiti artist, man. I'd be tagging everything. As a cantrip, it's free. It costs nothing.
um,
This is the greatest spell ever. Like this is way better than anything I've ever read. I want to use this.
it's just a cantrip, man. Read Rip Through Time.
Oh my goodness. Rip through time. 8th level evocation and action, 150 feet. Portals to other timelines rip open in a 60-foot radius centered on a point you choose within range.
Well,
Each
this is not
creature
the strongest rip in time, by the way.
No, it
I'll
is
see.
not. No, but this is a lot of rips in time. It says so. Portals to other timelines. Each creature in that area must make a Constitution save. On a failed save, they take 98 psychic and are immobilized for 1 minute. On a successful save, takes half as much damage and isn't immobilized by this spell. Adventurers and explorers have disadvantage on this saving throw. What? What does that even mean? What is an adventurer or explorer?
The
A creature
players?
a creature immobilized by the spell makes another constitution saving throw at the end of each of its turns. On a successful save, it's no longer immobilized. It also sucks away any darkness in its area that was created by a spell. That's fucking weird. Oh, but yeah, no,
That's
yeah, it's just fucking
that's
weird.
weird.
Adventurers and explorers. This leads me to believe that whoever created this for the DM to run. This is not for players. This is for the dungeon master because adventurers and explorers have disadvantage on the saves. Anything the DM's running is not an adventurer or explorer.
Um,
I think we're done here. We're fucking done here. I'm not reading the rest of these.
No, woeful stab.
Willful stab. All right, this is the last one I'm reading. I mean, we've gone through most of them anyway. And somebody who really wants to tear this thing apart more than I did, and more than you have, more than Panda did, well, they can come find it themselves. Woeful stab. 6th level conjuration, 1 bonus action. A dagger in the back might hurt for some time, but the pain of a woeful dagger never ends. All right, you conjure a woeful dagger. Why is it woeful? In your free hand, which lasts for the duration. You're proficient with the dagger, and you may use your spellcasting ability instead of strength for the attack and damage rolls of melee attacks using it. Deals 2d4 piercing damage and is a magic weapon. All right, that doesn't sound horrible. Once during the spell's duration, when you hit a creature with the dagger, you can make a woeful stab. This woeful thing, that's fucking just. The creature you hit must make a charisma saving throw. On a failure, you deal an extra 10d10 psychic, and the target has disadvantage on saving throws for a whole minute. The affected creature can repeat the save at the end of each of its turns. On a success, the effect ends. Okay, that's uh it's not good. It's not broken. It's just fucking weird. Like everything about that, including the word woeful, is just weird. I'm just like, how do you even use this? It's bonus action, so you do it, then you make your attack, one of your 16 attacks. 2d4 piercing, and then 10d10 psychic. And then they have disadvantage on all saves. So you hit them with that, and then you cast Rip Through Time at them. Then you cast Quantum Shift at them. I don't. I think after that you could just save your extra actions because they're dead.
Uh,
They're fucking dead, Jim. They're all dead by then.
I'm surprised there's not a spell in here at level 8 or 9. It's just like black hole. You dexterity saver gets sucked into a black hole and die immediately.
That actually already exists. That is in a legitimate book. That's in the Wildemount.
Anyways, so in the credits section, the writer doesn't credit themselves.
I don't blame them.
Maybe because they doesn't want people tracking them down.
I wrote this. I fucking wrote this.
I love the person.
I'm taking credit right now. This is mine. I wrote it.
I love the personal thanks. My local D&D group for being supportive and helping with the overall idea. Screw all you guys who didn't stop this person, from writing this whole thing. You should have stopped and should have told him, no, all this is bad. That guy's
No,
doing 16 attacks in a round with a gun.
it's that group of troll friends. Hey, y'all, watch this. I bet I can make him add this to it. And then they tell him a horrible fucking idea. Let's tell him about Time Bomb. That sounds like a good spell. Yeah, let's tell him about Time Bomb. They fucking trolled him into making this.
So,
Whoever made this, realistically, thank you for having made this. I hope it's a troll job. If it's not, go back to the drawing board, bro. It needs a little work.
Join our Discord. We'll help you.
Yes, we will. We will. We troll people, but we're actually quite helpful. So if you need help, just ask.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for this one. Jeez, that was a lot. My brain is fucking melting. Bye, Craig. Bye, Chris.
Bye.
Hey, guys. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Check us out on Facebook at.
There's no at in Facebook. It's just facebook.com/Grumpy Dungeon Masters.
And on Twitter.
That'd be at Grumpy_DMs.
And on Instagram.
At Grumpy Dungeon Masters.
And also be sure to follow us on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/Grumpy Dungeon Masters, where we play Rime of the Frostmaiden every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Fuck yeah.